pro-life and pro-choice is a heated debate that goes way beyond Roe versus Wade. I'm not here to argue one way or another. What I'm here to do is talk about an ongoing case in Norfolk, Nebraska. It's a case where a now 18-year-old girl is accused of using medication to perform an abortion and then burying the body of the fetus. This all occurred after Nebraska's criminal code stating that abortions could not be performed after 20 weeks. Welcome back if you have been here before, or welcome if you're brand new. My name's Sean. I do true crime. And this is an ongoing case. This is something new that I'm doing, is grabbing stuff from the headlines and talking about some true crimes that are happening right now. I'm still going to grab stuff from the past to do, but there's so many people that do that. I don't see a lot of people that are doing the true crimes from today. So it's something quick and easy that I can do and hopefully entertain some people in the process. But on with our story. Celeste Burgess, who's 18, and her mother Jessica Burgess, who is 41, are both going to court for charges stemming from this medical abortion. The background for this case stems from news articles and legal documents that have been obtained online. On March 8th, 2022, Celeste, who was 17 at that time, visited her doctor and was found to be a little over 23 weeks pregnant. Her due date would have been July 3rd. On April 20th, there's Facebook communications between Celeste and Jessica talking about the medication coming in, and by April 29th, the fetus was delivered and miscarried. This would have put the pregnancy roughly around 29 weeks of pregnancy, and Nebraska has a ban on abortions after 20 weeks. From what I could tell, both Celeste and Jessica must have talked about what was going on, because investigators were told that Celeste has given birth in a shower and then stated that the baby was stillborn. But then they took the baby, placed it in a bag, then in a box, then moved it to their vehicle, and eventually drove it north of Norfolk, where they burned it, then buried the body with the help of a 22-year-old named Tanner Barnhill. Barnhill has already been sentenced in August 9th of 2022. He's been sentenced to probation for 9 months and community services on the conviction of concealing the death of another person. He assisted investigators in locating the body. Documents show that he is easily manipulated because of a lower intelligence, and that he knew that burning the body was bad, but that it needed to be buried after it was dead. Investigators stated that there were concerns that were brought to them about a juvenile female giving birth to a stillborn and then disposing of the body. During the investigations, they found messages on Facebook Messenger between Jessica and Celeste, so they got a warrant for that conversation. The conversation between the two occurred on April 20th. The following is a snippet of conversation between Jessica and Celeste. I would do it in two different voices, but that seems kind of crazy. So I'll just read it as is. Jessica messaged that it came today, what I ordered last month. Celeste responded with, Okay, are we starting it today? Jessica said, we can if you want to. One will stop the hormone, and then you got to wait 24 hours to take the other one. Celeste responded, remember, we burn the evidence. Jessica responded in the affirmative, and then said, thought you'd be happy to hear the stuff came in. To which Celeste responds, yes, I'll finally get to wear jeans. Abortion pills are generally used much earlier in a pregnancy, well before the fetus is viable. Looking at the metadata, it showed that the birth or stillbirth occurred on 4/22 per messages that she sent to her mom. This happened around 3 in the morning. During the investigations, they found out that the body had been buried 3 different times in 3 different locations. They don't give any reasoning why. I'm sure that will come out in the court. But it said that they went out there 3 different times to relocate the body. The final autopsy report came in, and the cause of death was undetermined. Some findings were consistent with stillbirth, but the facts also raise other questions. Marilyn Fiddler, an associate professor of law at the University of Nebraska, said that the facts of this case are not very good. They are horrible facts. Celeste was recently in court to set her trial date of January 10th, 2023. She was dressed in all black, wearing her skinny black jeans. She left the hearing in a hurry and sped away out of the parking lot. She's on a $20,000 bond. Celeste is charged with removing and concealing or abandoning a dead body, concealing the death of another person, and false reporting. The first charge is a felony, and she has previously pled not guilty to all charges. Jessica will go on trial December 12th. She's being charged with performing an abortion without being a licensed doctor, and removing, concealing, or abandoning a dead body, plus 2 misdemeanors per court records. The felonies in both cases are Class 4 felonies. This is Nebraska's least serious felony and can lead up to a maximum of 2 years in prison. There is no minimum sentencing for these felonies. It's unknown at this time what medications were used to abort the fetuses, but commonly, and sorry if I mispronounced this medication, mifepristone, I think. It commonly that's what's used. It blocks the hormone progesterone, causing the lining of the uterus to thin and preventing the embryo from staying implanted and growing. Misoprostol is a different kind of medication, and that causes the uterus to contract and expel the embryo through the vagina. If you take the first one, normally you would take that, if it's prescribed by your doctor, normally you would take it in their office. And then the second pill you'd take a day or 2 later, and you could take that at home. But it's also recommended by doctors to have a visit within a week after the miscarriage or abortion, to make sure that it actually was complete and that there's no complications. But this method is only suggested in the first trimester. They don't use this method usually for after the first trimester, and she was well into her second trimester. Just a side note, babies born at the 25 to 26 week mark have about an 80% chance of survival. Starting at the 27 to 29 week, the baby has an excellent chance to survive with no complications. At the time of the Facebook conversation saying that the medication came in, that was around the 28 week mark. So without the medication, one could say that the child would have been born perfectly fine. Now they're arguing that the child was stillborn, which hasn't been disproved. It's going to be a very difficult case for these jurors, which kind of sucks. People always have different reasons on why they want to have an abortion, or whether abortion is a good thing or not a good thing. But I've always said that if the fetus is viable, that meaning that it can live outside of the womb, that it should be allowed to be birthed. Unless there's some severe complication to the mother that's going to kill the mother, I don't see why. But Celeste clearly said that, good, I'll be able to wear jeans again. If that was her main motivation to do it, that's terrible. But I'm not here to judge. I'm here to tell you the facts that I find online and go from there. She'll be judged in January. And whatever they determine, I guess they'll determine. So, if you ever have any questions, leave them down below in my discussion. I'm always open to suggestions of other true crime stories that I can tell for you. Also, please like, share, subscribe. When you like the things, it shows the demographics to not Facebook, but YouTube, and it helps to get me out there a little bit more so other people can watch this. When you share it, that's awesome because more people can see it. And when you subscribe, that just helps me out a little bit. And then it keeps you informed when I'm going to do other ones. And I'm trying to do more because I really do enjoy doing this. I enjoy talking to you. I know there's only so many of you that watch, but you loyal people that watch, I really do appreciate this. And if I ever make it up to 1,000 subscribers, I've already thought of something that I will do. I don't know how well I feel about it, but I will do it. If I can get 1,000 subscribers, I will go do a live filming at the Villisca Axe Murder House, which is about an hour away from here. And trust me, that kind of scares the crap out of me. because it's not just a true crime murder mystery thing, it's also dealing with possible paranormal activity, which is spooky on its own. There's a place here in Council Bluffs, across the river from me, called the Squirrel Cage, which is an old-fashioned jail, and it's spooky in there because it's supposed to be haunted, and it is extremely spooky. And I probably will do a video on the Squirrel Cage eventually, because there was a pretty predominant killer that was housed there back in the early 1900s by the name of Jake Bird, and I was going to do a story on him. So I'm trying to do shorter ones, even though me rambling right now is not making this any shorter. But I'm trying to do some shorter ones so that I can try to do 2 a week. And then maybe once a month or once every 2 weeks, I'll have a really long one. So tell me what you think. Hold off on your negative comments because they're not needed in this world. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Be good to each other out there and be happy, be productive. Peace.